kinda. So today I'm doing my first story time video ever. I thought I would try it out and see what you guys think. So I thought I would do a story time video about my time in Vegas where I was rushed to the hospital and into surgery. I got my appendix removed. I literally had to go into emergency surgery. This is intense, and I'm gonna tell you the story of what happened. I was with Jonathan, my boyfriend, his brother, and his brother's girlfriend. We were, if you saw Jonathan's vlog, then you might have heard the story a little bit and saw the beginning of the trip. We were staying in Michael Jackson's house in Las Vegas. Jonathan's family's friend owns the house, so he let us stay in it for the weekend. So we're like, why don't we go and just have a fun weekend in Vegas. Stayed there for a little bit, and his parents actually left. They were there first and they left. So we are staying at a hotel now, and it was getting late. We were about to start walking just down the strip. So basically we're walking down the strip, and it's my back starts to hurt really bad. The only thing that I could think of why it was hurting so bad was gas, which is really gross, and I was in front of my boyfriend too and all of them, so I was I just had to deal with it because it hurt so bad and I needed to do something about it. So I feel before in the past, if you eat something that doesn't make you feel good, sometimes it will build up here or here, in your back or whatever. So that's what I thought it was at first. So we went into CVS, and I'm okay, we need to get whatever might work to make it feel better. But as we're walking around looking for the medicine and can't find it, it just starts to hurt more and more and more. Super weird because it's in my back, so I'm not thinking it's anything of what it actually was. And then I just I start getting kind of cranky and mean because it hurt so bad that I was Jonathan, just grab everything, just buy everything, we need to try it all. I'm sitting on one of the chairs in CVS dying. Also at this point, I'm sitting on the chairs alone, and two guys approach me and they're trying to flirt with me or talk to me or something. It was so cringe on their part because they looked kind of stupid with their approach that they were trying to hit on me with. And I was in the worst mood ever because my back hurt so bad. There was something going on with me, so I couldn't even let them down easy. I was literally just cool, great, oh my God. Trying to make them go away, but they just thought I was being hard to get or something. So that was another part driving me insane. Finally, we get out of CVS and we race to the hotel because I cannot stand anymore. Get back to the hotel room, I try everything, and then at this point it's so bad that nothing's working, and I can't deal with it. I'm literally rocking myself not even crying because it hurts so bad. When something hurts so bad, you don't even cry about it. I don't know. At this point, Jonathan is kind of pissed at me because he thinks that it has something to do with our new veganism. He thinks because before in the past, I was accidentally served a coffee that had real milk in it instead of, a milk alternative. That really messed me up, and we were out in public and we were at a festival literally. And we ended up just having to go in the car, and I just fell asleep until everyone was ready to. Jonathan's mad at me because he's we can't be vegan anymore. You must have eaten something. And he's I don't know what to do, freaking out. And then I'm call my mom. She would know what to do because she's my mommy. Calls her, and then she's can you put her on the phone? And I get on the phone, and then I'm crying at this point. So I'm crying, talking to my mom, saying it hurts really bad. And then my mom is super good at handling this stuff. She'll be so calm. Even if she is worried. So she's okay, you guys need to go to the hospital, or call if there's someone that can check her out in the hotel. So we first call the people at the hotel to see if there's anyone that could come up, and they're no, what it sounds is that she needs to go to the hospital. So we're oh God. I feel bad too, even though it hurts, I feel bad because I'm what if it really is something stupid and I'm ruining everyone's trip? It's so embarrassing. And we get an Uber and drive there. By the time I get out of the car, once I get out of the car, the doors open to the emergency room. I walk in and then just throw up all over the floor. So then after that, while they're assessing me, oh, how do you feel? What's the problem? Since I had just thrown up, I kind of feel a little bit better. They end up taking us in the room, to draw blood and stuff to try to figure out what's going on. And at this time, I'm well, I really do like feel better. Like maybe I can just go back, like, I don't know. And they said we saw something in your blood. It could be like your appendix, but we don't know for sure. We have to take a CAT scan. And since I'm feeling better, like Jonathan and my mom are on the phone. They're both like people that are like good about like watching their money and stuff. So Jonathan's like, hey, I don't know, like she feels better. I don't know if we should do this because they might just be trying to like get money out of her, you know? And my mom's like, okay, if she's like fine, then that's all right. Then they come back and we're like, yeah, we're not gonna do it because, she feels better. But like you would have to literally sign out. You would have to literally sign out against doctor's orders because we don't approve you just leaving right now. So then we're like, oh, I guess it's better safe than sorry. So we do the CAT scan. They come back and they're like, we think it's appendicitis. But this is like 4 a.m. too. So every time they would go out of the room, it'd be like, we had to wait a lot. So I'd like fall asleep and then wake back up when they came back in, then fall asleep and wake back up. We have to wait for the doctor to be here when he shows up to work in the morning, and then he'll like decide if you need to have surgery. I'm like low-key like, ha, there is something wrong with me and I'm not just being a diva. Woo! So finally falling asleep for a little bit, waking up, doctor gets there and he's like, yep, like you're going to surgery like right now. And I'm freaking out. I've never been like in surgery before, ever. I've had like teeth pulled and I was put to sleep for that, but that was it. So I was like super frightened and I couldn't do anything about it. Like my mom wasn't there. But once my mom heard that I was going to surgery, she was catching a flight, which the flight from LA to Vegas is very, very short. So I couldn't really like do anything. She's like, it's happening. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess like it's happening. I'm so scared. I couldn't even like, thing is like anytime you go under, it's possible that you would die. So I'm thinking like, oh, you know what? I just maybe will die today without my mom here. And so it just goes, like goes, it happens. They kick Jonathan out of the room and they have like 3 nurses come in, shut the door behind them. They're ripping off clothes, all my clothes off of me, putting a gown on me, just doing everything. I'm like, oh my God. And then they just start wheeling me out. I'm like, I had like single tears falling down because I couldn't even like be like, I wasn't like dramatic enough to be like, I don't want to die, I don't want to do this. But it was like, I'm really scared and I can't do anything about this. It's just happening and I can't like, I wanted like my mom or at least like my sister to be there to, you know how to talk to me and make me feel like it's okay. But none of that was happening and I'm like in a whole different state. This was like so scary. I also feel bad for Jonathan throughout this whole thing because like he had to take care of all of this and like also stay calm at the same time so I don't freak out. So love him for that. Yeah, so as they're rolling me into the operating room, it's like everyone had just shown up for work because it was like 6 a.m. So everyone's basically starting their day there and they're rolling me and stuff and I'm like crying. I'm like little tears because I'm freaking out and super scared. And they're just like rolling me and they're like, oh, hey Sharon, like good morning, how are you doing? And they like put me on the table and stuff, I'm freaking out. And they're just like, oh, how was your weekend? Was it cool? Yeah, was it fun? Like just literally like laughing, making jokes, and I'm just like, I might die, like just might die, you know? So that happened and they're like, okay, like we're gonna give you like this to relax you a little bit and then we'll put you to sleep. So I'm like, okay, I'll at least like be relaxed so I'm not as scared as I am now. Did it, I'm like, okay, like I'm getting relaxed. And then after that, I don't remember anything. So I wake up and I'm not really sure if the surgery had happened or not, just because I went to sleep like not prepared and I woke up and I didn't know what was happening until I felt this area where they cut me open and then it hurt so bad. And I was freaking out and I turned around and look at them. I'm like, it hurts. And they're like, we just put like morphine in for you. I'm like, it hurts. I don't know, like, should it hurt this bad? And they're like, okay. And they like put more in and I'm like, and then I realized my throat. They put a tube down your throat, like when you're under and you're having surgery. And then, so it's just there, your mouth open, and then they pull it out when you're done. And my throat was so sore and dry. It was like I couldn't swallow. And I was all loopy too. And they're like, we're gonna go get your boyfriend. And I'm like, okay. And then he comes and I'm so happy to see him. And I'm like, yay. And they take me into the room. I'm exhausted from all this and not sleeping the whole night. So I basically fall asleep in like the hospital bed, you know, Then I wake up, I'm up for a little bit, and I'm like, I really have to go to the bathroom. And I try to get up just because like, I don't know. I just want to go to the bathroom. Like, let me go to the bathroom and have my time to like regroup. But they wouldn't let me up. So they're like, no, someone will come in here and take care of you. Like, I'm like, okay. Jonathan's sitting here during all this too. So they put a little pan underneath me to go pee. And I'm like, I don't know how this works. I guess like she put it in and she's like, okay, just like let me know when you're done. I'm like, all right, I don't know how it works. She put it under there. So I just like obviously like go pee and I'm like, this doesn't feel right. And I'm just like sitting there and I'm like, okay, let me go get the nurse. And like a different one comes in and takes it out and she's like, oh, literally like missed the pan, like peed all over my bed on me. It was horrible. And I'm like, this is so embarrassing. I feel like I'm like paralyzed right now and Jonathan's there and I couldn't do anything about it. So she literally like, she has to clean it up for me, change the sheets and like just roll me over on my side and like wipe me down. I think that might've been like the worst part of the whole thing. So that was tragic and scarring. And then while she's like cleaning me up and stuff, my mom finally walks in. I'm like, Mom, just like give me a second right now. But then my mom finally gets there, so it's all better, everything's done, and that was about it. After that, we ended up going back to Michael Jackson's house because we ended up staying in the hotel because we were scared of it, but since my mom was there, I'm like, I'm not scared. And the next morning, we all got on a flight and left. And that was it. I'm just saying, every time I have been to Las Vegas, bad stuff has happened. So I am not the biggest fan of Las Vegas. I think it's like super fun. Like I get the whole fun of it. And I think it's like Candyland and it's like super cool, but it's like all of the signs point to Amanda, stay at home, stay at home. That was the story of me getting rushed to the hospital in Las Vegas into surgery. Moral of the story, don't go to Vegas. And Amanda is not a dramatic diva as everyone thought. Hope you guys enjoyed this little story time. It was like fun to like chat to you guys this way. Let me know if you wanna see more of these, you know, I guess if something major happens again, I can let you guys know. I hope you guys enjoyed again and thank you so much for watching. Bye, love you.